This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by GoDaddy.com. Get a 99cent.com or transfer with code MMA99. TireBuyer.com. Save $30 off your order of $400 plus with code MMANuts30. Benso. Get 15% off your order with code MMANuts. Woo! Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 236.
236.
My name is Ingo Weigelt.
Matt Griffith, MMA Show. My fans for my fans, we walk the line between serious and ridiculous. What's going on?
You're going on, Matt.
70 degrees. Fucking sweating
Tomorrow.
balls.
What's going on? I don't know what's up with the weather because it's like, this feels like Vegas. It's like 80 during the day and 30 at night.
Double tappers trying to hand you pamphlets.
Yeah, that's every night.
Come get the stripper.
Whoever takes those, I don't even know, like, whatever.
I get very angry at the person. If he doesn't double tap, he's not working hard enough.
Right.
If he triple taps, he's showing off.
Yes.
Like, dude, double tap or go fuck yourself.
That shit must work because they're out there doing it and must get paid enough to do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Wonder if there's a little referral code on
There
each
is.
one.
That's what it is. It's
like,
a referral
these
business.
Are mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just like the limo/taxi drivers, they get their little something when they drop you off at the strip club. Guy always walks by.
I wouldn't know about that.
Money.
Never been to
Yeah,
one of those
okay.
places of establishmentarianism.
When a stripper comes up to you and says, "Hey, would you like a dance?" No, but my friend would. In that deep male voice.
Oh, it depends. What are you packing under there?
That's where you say, "No lap dancery." Michael Bisping, can you just be on hand? So when I need someone to say no,
push a button.
he comes out, "No lap dance," and runs back away.
That would be
Great.
a funny commercial.
Well, we need like a little pocket Bisping to come out and fucking take care of shit.
There you go. Ooh,
Pocket to life size.
Pocket Bisping.
Come on, Michael Bisping. Where you at? That's all right. I have a new fighter to hate
Who's that?
coming up. I ain't gonna say it yet.
Say it. Speaking of fighters,
Go ahead.
we're going to do things in reverse.
That's right.
We're going to talk about the card that just happened.
Yes?
UFC 185?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you first, what did you think about the monster logo in the middle of the octagon?
Very distracting.
That's what I thought.
Yes. They need to change their logo or remove the logo. One of the two.
You can't have a zigzag, neon green, fucking shitty brand in the middle of the octagon.
Yeah. They should just, like, it should say Monster maybe, and that's it. But
Something,
the big M is, like, really weird.
Symmetrical.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the Bud Light. It wasn't distracting. That monster was very distracting.
Or it could be like a 3D logo where it looks like the fighters are going to get sucked in.
I'm fine with that.
That'd be cool.
Sure.
Big ocean.
Cock right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Woo!
Cocks all around.
Yeah. Cock in your face. What you gonna do?
Speaking of cock,
What?
which fight should we talk about
Well, I
first?
want to talk about the Sergio Pettis, Ryan, I don't know how you say his last name. Benoit. Ryan
Benoit.
It was weird because they had an identical exchange where they both threw left hooks and Ryan's landed flusher and drops Sergio. And it was the same scenario from Carlos Condit and Dan Hardy when they both exchanged left hooks. I'm like, I'm having fucking deja vu right now. I've seen this before. And then when Sergio goes to the ground, Ryan follows him down, follows up with some punches. Ref stops the fight. And he gets up and he fucking kicks Sergio in the ass for good measure. Class act.
Did he get fined for this?
He should. He should. He's not going to get expelled.
That was a kick in the ass. Like, here. Fuck you.
Like, come on, you fucking asshole. Do you need to do that? Classless.
Was there bad blood exchange beforehand?
I don't think so.
As opposed to, like, good blood?
I don't think so.
I
Any
don't
blood
even know
being
what that means.
transferred is bad blood.
Yes. Okay.
Blood is just bad in general.
Okay.
You get used to getting your blood drawn.
Cyborg blood.
Which one?
Cyborg blood.
Smear it on my nipples.
Like, rub it all over yourself. Bathe in it. That's crazy.
Where did it come from, though?
I don't know. From her.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to leave it at that.
From the sauce.
Right from the source. I tap that
Did I
shit.
say sauce? I meant to say source.
Speaking of taking it from a tap, did you see these beekeepers? I'm going off on a tangent.
Beekeepers.
They have this new invention for a beehive that you don't have to take the individual honeycombs out and scrape the honey out. You just tap it, and then you crank it, and it destroys the honeycomb inside, and all the honey comes out. So so you don't have to stress the bees, and the workers don't have to work as hard to get the honey.
It doesn't stress the bees?
Yes.
Oh.
You know how much money they raised on indigo?
Millions.
$5 million.
Yeah.
And
There's
most
a
of it
serious
was for pre-orders.
There's a serious bee problem in the U.S. They're
So I
dying
bring
off.
up.
The
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
GMOs.
Pesticide. Roundup, motherfuckers.
Say it's GMOs.
Monsanto.
Well, it's probably both. But you know, there was the fucking not the Twilight Zone.
What?
The X-Files. Back in the 80s and 90s when that shit was going, like maybe it was just the 90s. The 80s seems like a long time ago.
Okay, whatever year. It doesn't. One of those decades.
But they had a bunch of episodes based around that, like the bees dying and all that, and it was like pretty progressive back then.
It's a big problem.
It's actually happening.
Yes, because Morgan Spurlock had a documentary on just the bees, and the problem is you're not just going to lose honey, but the farmers rent out the bees to pollinate the crops. So you lose the bees, you lose the crops, you lose the honey.
It's a big food chain
all
system,
die.
big ecosystem. Bees are very, very, very important to a lot of things other than making honey, and this is a huge problem.
It is. But hopefully with this invention, it'll get more people into the bee industry.
Yes.
So that's where this all goes.
A couple of years ago, they were
circle.
dying off from some disease. Like a bunch of them died and stuff, and I think it's indicative of like big word.
Big words with dick in them. I like it.
Yes, I emphasize the dick part of the indicative. Of like a major problem going on. Like I feel like, I mean, all right, you're gonna hate me for this, but for me, the GMO thing, I don't know if that's such a big deal. I do have a problem with the pesticides.
It's all bad, Ingo.
Because in theory, GMOs, okay, if they're crossbreeding stuff, isn't that what's been happening in nature naturally, anyways? But the pesticides, no.
They're when they're doing GMOs, you're modifying it at the genetic level. And you may turn something off, like say they're doing these apples and they're making these apples, this new brand of apples that are coming out, and they're not going to get brown now. So they're going to stay ripe forever.
Yes, and as big as your fucking head.
Yes, like a fucking Overeem or a Tito Ortiz head. Well, Overeem on the juice head, because off the juice not so big.
He's now skinny.
But, so say you turn off the browning, what else is going to turn on? Is it going to make the apple poisonous? Is
the rectal cancer?
Other shit. That's the challenge.
Coming.
We don't know. We're just playing God at this point.
Eat the apple, get rectal cancer. Good luck.
There is one.
Rectal cancer or an apple?
God.
Oh. Neither.
Okay. Let's just get back to the show. I'm sorry.
Please.
We're tangenting a little bit. That's my fault. So the 125ers, you can go fuck yourselves, okay?
Yes.
I don't care to watch 125, but if I'm forced to watch 125, you better be active as fuck and throwing a million punches and making my little head spin out of control. Unfortunately, this motherfucker wants to take people down, hold them down. He's like mini GSP, or he looks like mini Frank Shamrock. I don't care.
Got the Randy Couture at 125.
Yes. Like, oh.
Grind it out.
Killing the will to live here.
He is.
I'm going to mention his name. But they took bets on whether or not he was going to make weight or not.
And he did. Shockingly.
Kill that whole division. Kill it.
Fold it into the women's division.
That's fine.
See what happens.
Yes. I'm good like that. If you're going to have 125,
yes. Open weight.
You get to fight.
Open sex.
Hunter, we'll give women a 10-pound weight advantage
Jesus.
then. So you get to fight the 135-pounders.
Nice.
Then make shit a little more exciting.
That would.
Speaking of women's, Carla Esparza versus Joanna from Poland. What'd you think of this fight?
Dude.
Best on the card?
I would say that was a one-handed ass beating. Two-handed ass beating. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, Esparza just got the living shit beat out of her. And she is one tough chick. Thankfully, the ref decided he had enough because nothing good was going to happen the next 10 seconds of,
he caught her out of it going down.
He did. I mean, dude, that Joanna girl, she can strike. I mean,
and takedown defense was on point.
It was. And she looked huge in there. Like, I think like a weight class bigger even. I don't know. You know.
She beat the eyelashes off that woman. I don't know what this is about, but Carla Esparza has no eyelashes. You saw her at all the fucking weigh-ins.
Maybe she cuts them.
She had them like glued on. I don't know if she's a man. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Aerodynamics.
Yeah, she's built for speed with her fucking blue onesie. And here's another thing. Why can a woman wear a onesie and a man can't?
Well,
new rules, Ingo.
To protect the tatas.
No, fuck that. I don't care if you don't even have them. Women should have to wear two pieces, period. You can't wear one piece because then she has such an advantage if she was able to get to the grappling. You're not sliding out of anything midsection. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Less is more. Skin to win.
Yeah. You know, it's I hate to draw this tangent because you're gonna hate.
How
me
far
for
are we
this.
gonna? Again, you want me to hate him? I'll show.
No. Just give me the hate. I really feel like Joanna, if I had to pick somebody who she reminds me of, I would say it's a female version of a much lighter Chuck Liddell. Great takedown defense.
Why do I hate you for this?
Ridiculous. Because I'm drawing like the legend is compared to a woman like.
Oh, I don't care.
Highweight
I'm
fighter.
fine with this.
You're fine with that.
She's under 15 pounds.
I mean, she's so tiny. She's like literally 100 pounds lighter than him. So it's
for me, for fuck's sake.
Right. So,
wow.
But to me, it just from a one side, it was just. I mean, her boxing's on point, striking's on point. She's got power in those hands. I mean, she's got killer instinct, and she's got great wrestling takedown defense. And I'm going, dude, who's going to be able to stop her? You can't take her down. She makes you strike with her. How can you stop this?
I love it because I thought for sure the classic wrestler versus striker matchup, like for sure, wrestler's gonna win. Like I don't even want to watch this, and I was very surprised, and I think I enjoyed that fight the most on this card.
It was good.
Problem with this card was you had a lot of very one-sided shit and a lot of stuff not getting finished. I think this was the only fight on the main card that got finished.
Yeah, the pacing was really weird. So,
yeah.
I don't know. And all night, Matt's making comments, and like 2 seconds later, Joe Rogan's saying the exactly same thing. I'm going, what the fuck? Are you like phoning this in?
No, I think we've watched so many now. I
crazy.
just, it's like blah, 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 blah,
Just put you on the TV.
But whatever. We should just tape more. But I think the next fight was the fight I actually jumped off. I think I'm going to hit my head on the ceiling.
Which one?
With Overeem versus Roy Nelson.
Oh, dude, that's ridiculous.
Slide, and hopefully
Roy Nelson is not human.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
He's not human.
What he changed his name, changed Roy Nelson's name to the Human Welt.
Yeah.
He was like a goddamn freak.
Human
Like I counted like his belly, his thigh, his calf. Overeem is throwing so much up and he's mixing it up and he's almost looked like John Jones in there.
Yeah,
I was what the fuck? Came in really light too. It was a 247 weigh-in. With jeans, so he's probably 245, 243.
Mm-hmm. Throwing kicks, throwing that John Jones kick to the side.
Yeah, leak. You go into the knee.
Weird flying knees, which landed. One of them landed right on the chin of Roy Nelson. It was like he ate it like nothing. He might as well give him a sandwich. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Dude, that guy's got crazy, crazy, crazy chin. And body and whatever. Is that going to go at some point?
What?
Roy Nelson's chin. Like...
It's gonna get cracked. You can only take so many to the fucking button or the body. You know, Mark Hunt probably shaved a year off his life with his knockout.
Yes.
But here's a question. You know, Overeem really game planned this one, and he kind of Caleb started it a little bit in that third round where he's running away, and our friend Pete's like, no, he's just resetting. Like, no, that fucker is running away
turn
right
your back.
now. There's a difference.
Run away.
If you put your back to someone, that's running away.
Right.
Resetting is just going to the side and around, facing your opponent. Do you think this is another Greg Jackson's killing the sport with game planning, or
no?
What's going on here?
I think this is the Reem being very cautious. I mean, you're winning the fight. Why flirt with? I mean, it almost happened. If Roy Nelson had any more left in the tank, he may have finished Overeem in that third round.
Well, I think it was the point. He fucking... I'm going to lose my shit now. Because this is where I was jumping up. Roy Nelson clips him with the left hook, gets him up against the cage, and he's fucking picking shots, and then decides to go for a takedown. Like, you have to knock the guy out. There's 10 seconds left. What do? I go for a takedown.
He was tired.
You have 10 seconds.
He's
Just throw
tired,
some more
man.
bombs.
He's tired. He's barely standing up.
Oh, my God.
He's
I'm so pissed off at that.
Maybe he was paid to lose.
I don't know. It looked very curious. It looked very curious.
I don't know.
When I worry about game plans and then I see him, like, yes, I wanted to see Roy Nelson employ some sort of a ground game. Mm-hmm. But maybe that's something you do in the second.
It's like the motivated BJ Penn. It never happens.
Here's what I was wondering. What if we had a motivated BJPenn.com? What does that look like?
I don't know. It's probably already taken.
No, yeah. But if they were very motivated, they seem like they just put a lot of articles out.
A motivated BJ. Should we buy that URL?
Motivated
BJPen.com. Is that taken? I'm gonna check right
Just
now.
go buy it right now. We know GoDaddy.
Check right up.
We're sponsored by them. We do that. Hey, speaking of sponsors, I should mention before we get out of this fight that we're being brought to you by Whirlpool Outlet. Whirlpool.com. You get $49 off of orders over $499. Plus, you get free shipping with code SECRETSALE.
Ooh, it's such a secret sale. It's called Secret Sale.
Yeah. Only here. Back to the fight. So, what do you think's next?
This is like
I've had too much game for you.
What is going on?
I'm going off the rails. I totally go. This is the show. I'm gonna break all the rules.
I'm having a hard time keeping up.
It's okay. I'm trying to run 120 in a 55.
Okay.
Someone was doing that during the fights too, and I don't remember. Anyway, what's next for Overeem?
I think there was talks of Junior Dos Santos, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
I like it. Well, you know, I'm a big Junior
Oof.
fan, and I just every time I think of him now, I go, man, there's a guy I wish he would just retire. I
Yeah.
feel like he's shaved like 1 year, maybe like 10 years off his life.
Well, I just wonder how much brain damage he has, and is he gonna be wearing a catcher's helmet with a full mask soon, and give him a fucking spoon so he doesn't injure himself or others?
Is he gonna eat your liver with some fava beans and a nice candy?
Be okay with that. But he just seems so happy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
He's on the
There
good
was
drugs.
always like retarded people. They're really happy.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love them.
Mm-hmm. You know what else I love?
What?
Cheeseburgers.
Hey, dude, what was that one fight where the guy was in the background? He was so fired up. He looked like he wanted to eat the cheeseburger. I think it was the Joanna fight. Someone in her camp, he had a little goatee, and he was like, cheeseburger!
I don't remember that.
I don't know. It was pretty
There was a
classic.
lot going on last night down
There
here.
was.
There was a lot of activity, banter among the everythings, talking about this and that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, especially during the first fight because it was so boring. Nobody's watching
Everyone's
the fight.
checked
We're all
out.
just fucking
Like,
talking.
we don't know who these guys
People
are.
are on their phones. Like, Jesus Christ. That's
Yeah.
when you know it's a bad start to an event.
Yeah. I was not interested in the first fight.
No, I
Like,
didn't.
oh, this.
There were 3
Right.
fights on the card I wanted to watch, and then the women fight really surprised me. I enjoyed that.
They brought it.
Yep. So next for Roy Nelson, as I keep transitioning in here, I was going down the lines of a Josh Barnett. Because Josh has been out for a while.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him come back.
Or Andrei Arlovsky.
He's still gonna fight Travis Brown.
Oh, I thought that was canceled. No, still on?
Still on. That's
Okay.
I think part of UFC 187.
Never mind then.
You take loser of that one.
Nah.
Or, well, I'll save it because I know a question was asked about Roy Nelson. And his
Okay.
future, so we'll save that. Moving right along. Boom.
Oh, here we go. I know you're
I
gonna
thought
go
this
bananas.
was fight of the night, Ingo. You told me in the pre-fight, and now it says Johnny Hendricks versus Matt Brown is going to be fight of the night. You
A
heard it
motivated
first.
Johnny Hendricks.
Right. And what is that?
I'm telling you, I said it last night.
I'll let
I
you speak
feel
your mind
like
before
the
I speak
GSP
mine.
fight fucked him up. Like something happened in that fight. I don't know what it is. The formula
I
was
got it.
like thrown out the window after that. It's not what.
He stole his soul.
He's like, ooh, 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 ooh. Call me,
Ooh,
call me.
ooh, Mr. Gata, Mr. Gata,
Yeah.
pick me.
You think GSP stole his soul?
No, Johnny Hendricks stole GSP's soul.
And he took it to a dark place?
Yes,
Okay.
because now look at how Johnny Hendricks fights. Like fucking GSP! He's
Yeah.
John Fitch reincarnated. He's killing my will to live.
Yeah,
He was
it's a
9
lot.
out of 10 on the takedowns, did nothing with them.
A lot of takedowns.
Did
lot
nothing
of, lot
with
of
them.
control. Lot of throw a few strikes, get some points, takedown, hold them down. You know, advanced position, look busy, but don't really do anything.
Right.
You know.
He's too thinky. He needs to be more cock and balls.
Mm.
That's what he used to be.
Yeah, and he seemed disappointed with his performance.
Yeah,
But
and
that's-
now he's going to overanalyze it some more.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Like, look, so now you've had Overeem game plan the shit out of his last few fights to the point where I don't know if I want to watch that guy fight anymore. You got Johnny Hendricks, who was a former champion, still has all the awesome sponsors, by the way, and a nice barbecue joint that he owns.
We should go there.
Dana White fed him.
Where is it? Dallas, Texas?
Yes, somewhere out there.
Sweet.
Yes. And now he's game planning the shit out of everything to the point of I don't want to ever watch him fight again. Fuck that guy. He's like the new Michael Bisping in my book.
Oh, come on, Matt.
Michael Bisping. I like Michael Bisping more than I like Johnny Hendricks.
Whoa. Whoa.
Fuck that guy. Fuck him and his beard. And his big rig. How's that?
I like both.
But that truck he has is pretty fucking
It
sweet.
is pretty sweet.
I don't know what it is. He's got a little thing on the side for a dog when he goes hunting. The dogs can be in there.
Well, he's definitely a man's man. I just feel like here's a country boy who like just used. He was strictly like you said, cock and balls. It was cock and balls coming up. That's all he had. And now it's all like he's trying to be a thinking man, and I think it's not working for him. I mean, it's working for him because he's winning fights, but it isn't exciting, and it isn't why I fell in love with his. What are you doing? Sponsored by Greens?
Label out. Who did that?
Oh,
Johnny Hendricks.
Right after Keith is like, oh, or it was Pete maybe. He was like, oh yeah, he's got the label out, and then sure enough, he's like, let me tell you.
I said, watch. You got to go label out.
Yeah. But
So
empty
monster energy. That shit's the devil.
No, I won't do it. I stopped all those energy drinks like a couple years
Those are
ago.
killing people,
No,
by the
dude,
way.
no good. I don't want my heart to go that fast.
No, when I drank that, I don't know if it was the taurine or whatever is in there. I got all itchy, chest itchy. Probably my heart trying to explode through my chest.
I do the coffee now. That's pretty much it.
Yes.
Coffee's safe. It's
Caveman.
It's predictable.
Caveman Coffee. Use code MMANUTS. Save yourself lots of fucking money. CavemanCo.com.
Yeah. Next for Johnny Hendricks. He wants a title shot. Dana ain't gonna give him
I
that.
don't think he's getting it.
He's not getting
Not
it.
after that.
Tyron Woodley.
Where's Johnny Hendricks?
Yes.
Ooh, he's gonna have to finish him.
He has to.
Yeah. That's
That's a good fight.
That'd be a good one. I like that.
And then Brown, I think you do that Tarek Safadine.
Sure.
You got to give him a striker. That's the problem. He's getting wrestle fucked. It's kind of like Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
Like really good at the striking, but he can get wrestle fucked.
He can.
Like those two fight.
You should be coming back soon, right?
Yeah. Who is he supposed to fight? Carlos Condit versus.
I don't remember
Name right
that
there.
person. Bing.
Done. See how we move around? I forgot. He's been out for fucking forever.
Yeah.
Thanks to Tyron Woodley.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
The title fight.
All right. Anthony Pettis versus Rafael dos Anjos.
Yes.
I think Dos Anjos should change his name to Beast Mode. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Lots of cardio there.
You go ahead and lead us down
I
this
mean,
path.
last night we had a lot of talk, and I'm sure you're gonna get into this about your opinions about how he was able to manage 5 rounds of an ass beating. But I think it came down to 2 things. Number one, Pettis got jacked in the eye early in the first round.
Sure.
That was fucking with him. And number 2 is Dos Anjos never let off the gas pedal. I mean, literally, this guy was just like 5 rounds of just like, I'm gonna fucking take you all the way into deep water. This is like a Nick Diaz style. Like, I'm not stopping. We're gonna keep doing this. And then Pettis, he just wilted under the. I mean, how could you not? I mean, just kept coming and takedowns and striking and kicking and nonstop for 5 straight rounds. So
how does this guy do that? Because I'm just wondering, when the reports are out that he's got a partially torn MCL 3 weeks before this fight, couldn't wrestle, almost pulled out of the fight, was getting takedowns at will because he was able to back Pettis up against the cage.
Right.
Looked as fresh in the 5th round, even the last minute of the 5th round, as he did in the 1st round. His physique, as we mentioned before, in the last 2 fights has looked superhuman. Everybody on Twitter is like, that guy's on the juice. That guy's on the juice. I'm just saying.
He's on something.
How can he...
Brazilian pride.
How can you do all of that and not be on something?
I don't know, dude.
Especially with a torn MCL.
Yeah.
And fight like you're fine.
Well, I would say one thing. The thing I read about the MCL is he hasn't actually seen a doctor for it. So I don't know if a doctor had diagnosed a torn MCL or he just thinks it's torn.
I think he needs to get more done on it. I think he should change his name to Frankenstein and get some fucking bolts put on him.
Dome
Here, check this out. This is what he looks like if he was Frankenstein. You can't tell much difference.
It looks the same, yes.
Just saying, I'll
close,
post that
except
up.
for the green part.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's pretty close.
I'd get some fucking
terrible.
bolt tattoos.
I don't want to ruin a guy's performance by saying he's on anything.
I'll fucking say it. He looked like he's on EPO like a son of a bitch.
So-
Especially when they're in Texas and they didn't do any out-of-competition testing, by the way.
Yep.
And if you're going to do your urine test, you're not going to catch EPO. Because, god damn it, he has not fought like that ever. And who else can dominate Anthony Pettis?
Well,
just completely dominate.
I was thinking on the way home last night, I go, the last time I remember this was like when Chael Sonnen just ran through Anderson Silva.
Yep, for
Just-
4.5 rounds.
Balls to the wall, and we know he wasn't clean for that fight.
No,
so
he wasn't.
I don't know. It's unusual, strange. So I don't know. I would say let's see what happens, but he's got the belt.
Sure does.
Pettis' still nemesis is still the wrestling.
Yeah, which is weird because I thought he had corrected that.
No.
He just kept letting himself get pinned against the cage, and then he didn't have any option to get out.
No.
It was always against the cage, locks him up, takes him down.
Yeah, and the other thing too is people are saying, "Oh, he's so good at jiu-jitsu." Well, he went against a very decorated, true black belt and couldn't really
the blackest of belts.
He couldn't put up much offense off his back, and I think that is the major difference between some of these guys, like with their black belts and their black belts.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Mine is blacker than yours.
Blackest of belts, as you call it.
Of more girth than my
Yes,
belt.
girthy black belt.
Yes. Oh, the other question, one other thing. Do you think his Anthony's brother Sergio losing earlier in the night affected him at all? I know they keep fighting on the same cards. And I think he lost on another card that they both fought on. But do you think that weighs on?
I think that was a
you
Clay
little
Guida
bit?
card. I think maybe. I don't know. It's got to. I mean, if your brother, especially if it's controversial, maybe that takes you. Like I would assume, like fighters are very rhythm based.
Mhm.
So like you're in a mood, you got your warm ups going, you got your mojo, you're feeling good, things are going, and oh, my brother just lost, and oh, what the fuck, that guy kicked him in the ass, and then you kind of like get out of your zone.
Well, the thing was his brother was destroying too,
Right.
And then the other guy just was like landed a punch, and that was it.
Maybe he spent a good 10-15 minutes consoling his brother backstage and taking himself out of the fight mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? It could have been a lot of that, but it just seemed like Dos Anjos just had every answer for Pettis last night.
Too many answers,
And
that raises too many
it's
red
very
flags.
strange.
Too many questions in my book.
Yeah, and dude, the internet, fucking, some of you guys are brutal. Like, oh yeah, paper champion, Fickle, pound for pound my ass. Like I'm hearing all kinds. Like, dude, come on, man. Like this guy, okay, he ran through a lot of top level competition. It's not like he's like not untested.
Well, we laid it out. It was what Gilbert Melendez, Ben Henderson, Donald Cerrone, and then Joe Lozon before that.
Yep. So I don't know. I think maybe it's the style. Maybe this guy has his number. Maybe this is a Frankie Edgar BJ Penn. Maybe it's I don't know. But I think Pettis is young.
Thoughts.
He comes back strong. I think he's gonna have to really work on his wrestling. I mean, that's really I think.
Well, I think he just couldn't see, and that's step one against a guy that just doesn't get tired for
being able to see
25 minutes and not breathing heavy afterwards and everything. It's all good.
Like Clay Guida still.
I think he had a toothpick in his mouth.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe he stole Ben Henderson's soul.
Yeah.
Or every time, maybe it's like Highlander. Every time you beat the guy,
steal his soul.
Something. Or, here's another thought. Do you think having CM Punk in your corner is a jinx? Because he was in both of the Pettis'
Oh, was he really? Could be.
Why was that fucker even there? He shouldn't be allowed in the fucking...
Ratings. Publicity. Sponsorship.
Something.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Yes. Dollar bills, y'all. What do you think? Well, next for Dos Anjos, I think they already mentioned the winner of Nurmagomedov versus Cerrone.
That is a fight I'm interested to see what
That's-
will happen. That will tell the tale. If he can ragdoll Cerrone, that's going to be interesting.
You never know. Cerrone's been so hot right now.
He is.
Likes that Bud Light. He likes to
Mhm.
stay tan. He's in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Likes to scare women.
Grab them by the tatas.
Something like that. What do you think next for Pettis?
I've been thinking about this all day, and I don't really know because I feel like it's hard to give him an opponent that it's.
You
tough.
have to go beyond the top five. The problem is the top five. You have Well, now you have Dos Anjos is number 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Nurmagomedov and Cerrone are fighting, and the winner of that is going to get the title shot. So those guys are out. Then you have Ben Henderson and Gilbert Melendez both in there. He's already beat both those
Beat 'em
guys.
both.
He should not fight them again.
So you need
And then
somebody
you're
else.
down to like the Michael Johnson and the one fighter that I think makes the most sense, but he's ranked I think number 8 as of right now. Edson Barboza.
Yeah, that would be a
That
fun,
seems
be a
to
fun
be
fight.
the most like give him somebody that we can. Let's have some flashy striking versus flashy striking.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I never went that deep. I didn't even think about that. That would be a fun fight.
and I think he's coming off a loss too to Michael Johnson. So loss. Yeah, you want to see him get back in there, but I think Pettis is going to need a solid 2 wins to get back to the title, and who knows what's going to happen at this point, right?
Bonos.
Yes, you should bring him back. Bring him to the fucking MMA. Speaking of offshoots, where's fucking Herschel Walker when we need him?
I don't know.
I miss that guy. He's crazy.
He's probably
He's
eating
like
his
50.
one bowl of soup a day or whatever he said.
Which personality is?
I don't know.
It's all good. All good in the hood. We had some news.
The
Moving right along.
news.
Go ahead. What do you want to start with? You had something, right?
Well, yeah. I'm curious about this Burt Watson thing.
Okay.
What is your take on this? Because it seems like there was an incident back in the UFC 184 card, right?
Yes.
And it's unclear exactly what happened. He didn't really come out and say particularly, but it sounds like there was a problem with the way he handled some shit backstage regarding like maybe some transportation related to a fighter and or a couple other things. And he just said, somebody questioned that, and he was like, fuck you, I'm out of here. I retire.
I think Burt likes the booze.
You think so?
He made some weird comment on the MMA Hour, and Ariel was talking to him about, yeah, like, I get my stuff done, and then every once in a while I like to have a drink. That's when everything's done. It didn't make sense to how he was answering the question.
So he's
'Cause
defending
he-
his drinking?
Yes.
Interesting.
So
is
I
he
don't
drinking on the job?
I don't know if that was the case, but he's the one who added a drinking element to this equation.
Hmm.
So that's in there.
He's just a hood rat from Philly, Matt.
That's what they said, or he said.
Yes.
He's been around the game for a long time, and it
Yes.
sounds like someone disrespected him, and he wasn't going to have any of it, and probably said some shit that he didn't want to say, but once you put it out there, it's out there. If you let someone walk all over you, they're always going to walk all over you. And that was the kind of way he's handling this.
Is that true?
What?
What he
Well, I
said?
would never let someone walk over me
Well,
like that.
If they did, would that mean they could always do it?
I'm not going to quit over some shit, but you
Yeah.
stand your ground. This is Florida, motherfucker.
Or Texas.
Or wherever. Stand your ground. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing this, what, like 14, 15 years?
It's a
right?
while.
So, I mean, it might be a good time to retire, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's a circus. That guy's, like, at every card, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, literally every card.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know
For
how
an
he does
older
it.
gentleman, I'd be done, man.
I mean, sometimes he's doing 2-3 cards a week. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, how does he do it?
I don't know. Because you're flying everywhere.
Mhm.
Everywhere. He's one of those guys. It's not like Joe Rogan or the broadcasters where you can have 2 or 3 separate teams. Burt is there at every single one.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Bruce Buffer's not even at every single
No.
event. You get Joe Martinez in there.
Yeah. And I think Bert's like a retired military guy. He's got a lot of, I think he was in the Army or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. He's got some combat experience and shit. It all sounds very strange. I feel like there was some disrespect on a personal level for this to kind of go this direction. And I didn't know about the drinking part, so maybe he was, hitting a little fur on the side. He's like drinking.
What's going on
like,
there,
hey,
Rummy?
you're a drunk ass motherfucker. He's like, I'm not drunk.
What are you talking about? Oh.
I like to have my little juice. It's all good. So yeah, I don't know.
What?
It's too bad, but the show went on.
It always goes on.
no one is bigger than the show, unfortunately.
No. The
Dana White
brand,
goes down, the show goes on. I hate to say it like that, but it will.
The brand overrules everything.
It does.
Oh, I wanted to go back before we get any more news. I want to talk about the fights again. And is that what a clean sport looks like now? some of the non-finishes we saw?
No, it's too early.
Still too early?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'm
think
just
it's
wondering
too
because
early.
I was thinking about that. Like, well, obviously Overeem's clean now because he's dropped 20 fucking pounds.
I
in
don't
the
think
last.
he's clean.
You still think he's on EPO?
He's on something.
Oh, I like. We're very allegation-y.
Yes.
Just remember, we are serious and ridiculous.
Yes.
So go fuck yourself.
I know for a fact that I think he's on something.
Yes, he definitely thinks that. I still question it. I think it's horse meat. And I'm actually okay with it.
Yeah.
But when I look at the Dos Anjos versus Pettis fight, again, I want everybody to be on an equal playing
He's
field.
Brazilian. He's totally clean.
And if it's Eddie, of course. Anderson Silva. Need I say more?
But
There's still more details.
he was
Again,
frauded, Matt.
Joe Rogan, another podcast with Ari Shafir, which was a good one. I like Ari. He's very good in the podcast, by the way. Stand up is okay. I tried to watch it. I didn't get into it.
Did you watch any of those ones I sent you?
No.
John Leguizamo?
No, I don't like him.
You don't?
No.
I thought he's great.
Can't get into that.
No.
He was okay in Spawn.
I never saw that. The movie?
Yeah.
That's like the comic?
Yeah.
Everyone keeps telling me to read that. I haven't read it yet.
I didn't read that. I'd watch the movie. The movie's all right. It's not no Green Lantern. That's not a good one.
Yeah. I don't
Just
do the
saying.
whole like comic book movies. I don't know.
Did you watch Guardian of the Galaxy?
Nope.
It's a good one.
Is it?
It's a good family one.
No,
You watch
I
that with your
I just
son.
watched Wreck-It Ralph.
Good.
I liked it. You had recommended that a while back, but I think my son was a little too young. Now he's like, he loves it. He's like, ooh, yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think last year he might have been slightly too young. He just turned 6.
Until he comes here and like, you want to play fucking Rampage? Like, I got this video game where we're
Yeah.
gonna be monsters. We're gonna smash people and buildings.
Yeah, he's 6 going on like 20.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
What else we got for news? Oh, I was thinking, news-wise,
Mhm.
talking about Metamoris and
Mhm.
people who should compete. We were obviously talking about Comprido.
Who won the Pan Ams, by the way?
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Congratulations.
Got a gold
That's
medal.
Good to hear.
Word up.
Yeah, damn right.
Still got it at 37.
That's crazy. He's younger than us, or younger than me.
He's slightly older than I am. I think his birthday's in January. So, 37.
I'm ready to challenge you, Comprido. I'm ready to get submitted 100 times in under 5 minutes. That should be a good challenge.
Remember when he threw you? That was the best.
Oh yeah, he did it lightly too. He was being so nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a challenge. I have not jujitsu in a long time, and we'll do a 5-minute session. I don't know why I'm offering this up, but fuck it. You go first. 5 minutes with Comprido. No, I can't do 5 minutes. 3 minutes.
You're bigger than me. It's
How many
not
times
fair.
can he sub you in
Me?
3 minutes?
In 3 if he's really trying?
Yes. No gi though.
No gi?
No gi. I'm not fucking putting on gi because I have no advantage.
I was going to say in the gi I have a better chance because I can slow him down.
Yeah.
No gi, 10.
I
think it's-
Oh shit! I
think it's
I think we need to set up some kind of challenge and maybe have an over under and have the fans weigh in. I'm gonna have to think about this. I like this. I'm gonna get my ass kicked so
Would
hard.
he do that? I don't know. I don't
But
know.
he has to go full force.
Oh, Jesus.
No, there's no fucking around. But don't hurt me.
Yes.
Don't just choke me. Don't no legs, no bullshit. I haven't grappled in so long. This should be
I'm
fun.
scared. I just rolled with him a couple weeks ago.
You
It
told
was
me.
So scary.
But you did.
Like,
you did
he's
better than
than I expected.
right.
But he was
right.
being nice. I
Well,
think.
he's just playing.
He's
I
just-
think that should be fun.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
It was like a lion playing with a mouse.
Yes.
like
Yes.
like oh, you little mouse, you little motherfucker. Like, what are you
Yes.
doing? Yeah.
And then we can have a little counter in the corner,
No.
like submission 1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Choked unconscious.
Uh,
Tell him that we put some money on the line for him to have an incentive.
yes. Like every submission you get, you
$20
get $100 to charity or something.
Yes.
The charity of his choice.
Oh Jesus.
Maybe we'll get people to sign up and sponsor it. So you're gonna want him to not submit us.
No,
it's like those walkathons or runathons where every
Yes.
mile they sponsor, you pay like $5 for every mile that person runs. It's gonna be like,
I don't want to do this.
Come
This
on.
sounds bad.
come on,
Can I do gi and you do no gi?
it's fine. No, it should be similar. Or actually, I don't give a fuck. Whatever you want. Let's just kick this one around a little bit. So anyway,
a good
speaking
idea.
of jiu-jitsu, Comprido, and everything, Metamoris I was thinking, why doesn't Frank Mir do Metamoris?
That's a great question. He should.
Because we're seeing all these UFC, like you saw Josh Barnett get in there. Chael Sonnen's been in there, and then you're getting Chael Sonnen versus Babalu. I'd really like to see a Frank. You could even do a Frank Mir. How about Roy Nelson getting in there? Because they had done some sort of grappling back in the day, and Roy handled Frank.
He did.
That was when I think Roy might have weighed 220 at that
No,
time.
he was still pretty big, but yeah, it was
He
like
felt
10 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Because I think we're at that point with some of these UFC veterans who have the ground skills that maybe they can demonstrate them some more, because you're not getting to see it so much in the Octagon.
Sure. I'm all for it. I love it.
Damian Maia,
Yeah.
he's fighting next weekend. Lafleur,
Mm-hmm.
which I have no interest in watching.
Ryan
fight.
Lafleur.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Moving right along. Hey, did you see John Jones in his Reebok commercial?
No.
Reebok bringing the pumps back.
Didn't
Pump it
fit.
up. I don't know what it is. Z pump or something. Pretty
Okay.
fucking awesome.
I used to have those
Did you have that?
little basketball pumps.
I was trying to think back in the day. Who was the player that was rocking
The pumps?
pumps?
Dominique Wilkins, maybe?
Was it?
I don't know.
It was no Jordan.
Back in the pump era?
Yes.
There was a Jordan.
No.
But
Because
he
he's
was-
all Nike.
He was Nike. But I'm saying he was there, but he was with the other camp. The pumps, maybe like
I was thinking it might have been Dominique. Someone enlighten us. Back in, I
think it was
couldn't
Dominique
research it
Wilkins.
on the fucking internet.
Highlight reel.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Moving right along. Last news article. Josh Rosenthal back to roughing MMA and go. He's out of the fucking pokey penitentiary for having about 1 million pounds of weed or something. I'm not quite sure. He had a warehouse or two or 100 full. But hey, should be legal by now. The man's back. I want to see him back in the UFC. He was right at the pinnacle of reffing, I think.
He was.
Who else is up there? That's another question. Ref-wise.
Dan Mergliata.
Oof, I don't know about that. He seems to be slipping.
Does he?
Call shenanigans on your pick.
He's getting big. I thought he was looking
Real
huge.
I think Herb's still pretty good.
Yeah, he's great. I haven't seen Mazzagatti too often.
No,
I
that's
got a bunch of new guys
curious.
now. It's
Yeah,
weird.
some Jerry guy or something.
Jerry something Irish.
Chin music or whatever was going on there.
Mhm.
Moving right along. In out. We're already at 45 minutes. We gotta speed this shit up a little bit. Ask the Nuts. A lot of fucking shit to give away. Kevin S., what do you guys think about the Fighter and the Kid podcast and the Chael Sonnen podcast? See you Monday. I will see you Monday.
What's happening?
Better be watching when our show comes out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. See you then.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Yes.
Go fuck yourself.
Yes. I'll just sit here. Yes. So, what do you ever listen to those at all?
The only Fighter and the Kid podcast I listened to was when Rogan was on it and all that controversy was going on. So I don't have a clear picture if it's good or bad. My problem is I can't stand Brendan Schaub.
Oh,
I just can't,
fuck
I
you.
can't listen to him. Now, granted, if I met him in person, he may be pretty cool. I don't know, but for some reason, the few times I've heard him on various, it's something about his voice. I don't know what it is. I can't take him. I just can't do it.
I love that guy. I don't
Do you?
care what you say and go. I hated him as a fighter. And then he came on the Rogan podcast, and he's so committed to his opinions. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
I do
I've
like the
listened to a
dude losing
couple.
my number. That was a good one.
He's got some things. Or he's talking about weight cutting, and he said something, I'll fuck my way out of the sauna if I have to, or something along those lines. But
Yeah.
I listened to a couple of the Fighter and the Kids, and I think one Joey Diaz was on with them, so I was listening to that.
Fighter and Kid. Maybe I should check it out. I haven't.
I don't listen to it all the time, but here and there. I'm kind of picking and choosing. I don't listen to the Chael one, but there's a lot of podcasts out there. I'm kind of picking and choosing.
Yeah.
So.
When I do podcast,
Yep.
I podcast outside of the MMA space. I have to say.
Yeah, you kind of go out and listen to some on Libsyn about podcasting in general.
Nice.
Where I'm at. Ryan Smith, who were the 3 guys you thought would become UFC stars but never did, and 3 guys you never thought would become stars but ended up being them? And he says for himself, One guy he thought would be a star was Guillard, and one he never thought would be a star was Mark Hunt. So, 3 guys that you thought would become UFC stars, but never did.
Stars.
Yes, that's very subjective.
Tough question.
I got 3.
Go ahead.
Brandon Vera, he was kind of. I thought he was. I literally when he said he was going to be champion in 3 weight classes or 2, whatever. I bought into it. And then Tim Sylvia fucked him up, and that was that. Alan Belcher, I always thought was going to be something special, and Thiago Alves.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought he's still got a chance, and I know Belcher's going to come back at 205, I think, later this year, so he still has a chance, but it's tough, man. It's tough.
For me, it's hard to answer that question, but I would say that for sure, given that we just talked about it, Dos Anjos is a guy who I keep remembering getting fucking knocked senseless against Jeremy Stevens, and I'm like, what? He's got a belt all of a sudden? You know, that's a guy I was like, wow, that guy's had a long
that
road.
was one of those where you'd say, do you ever think he'd be champion?
No.
Fuck no.
Hell no. And he is, and he was, and you know,
we'll see if he defends. That's the question. You can get the belt, but can you defend it?
Yes. And for me, a guy I can think of, I can't do 3. I'll give you 2.
Yeah.
So George Sotiropoulos was a guy I thought was going to do really well,
Yeah.
and something just happened. He ran into the wrong competition. I don't know.
Like boom, 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 and
fell off the
he had
face
a weird
of the earth.
body type, and always at the weigh-ins. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. I loved him. I thought his
Auschwitz.
style was great. Auschwitz, yeah, exactly. And I don't know what happened. He just disappeared.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a guy who I thought was going to do real well and just didn't.
And as far as the other side, who became stars? What was the other part? Something. Who were 3 guys you thought would become UFC stars that never did, and 3 guys you never thought would become stars but ended up being?
What's with the 3? Why is 3 such a 3
I don't
is a
know.
magic number?
Is it?
I don't know.
Cool. I'll buy into that.
I'll give you 1.
I don't know, man. I have nothing on that side. And we're out.
Next
Anthony
question.
Tiger with Pettis out of the running for an immediate rematch against Dos Anjos. What do you think now of the implications of Cerrone versus the Nurmagomedov fight?
I think they're huge.
Yeah.
Cerrone has a title shot on the line,
He does.
which is interesting.
But every time he gets close to sniffing that, he usually loses. So we'll see what happens there.
Mhm.
It says, with Dos Anjos apparently being injured, do you think he waits to see the outcome and potentially ducks the winner using injury as an excuse?
No.
I think he does. He's from Brazil, right?
Yes.
Duck and injury.
Okay.
Nurmagomedov easily handled Dos Anjos in their fight, but that was almost a year ago. And he's laid low due to the issues with his knee, and he now has to get past a Cerrone whose recent resurgence all but overshadows the Cerrone who fought Dos Anjos nearly 2 years ago. I think Khabib wins, but anything can happen. True.
I concur, sir.
You concur, sir?
Yes.
Like a cursor?
Agree.
I haven't seen a cursor in a while. Paul Patty, who gets smoked? Or who's getting smoked?
That's a general question.
Who's getting smoked? Not ganja.
The ganja, yes.
I haven't said that since 1970.
Marijuana's getting smoked
Sometimes.
on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah. So totally getting smoked.
yes.
Respectful. Aurelio Massoy, do you think Joanna Jidra something will hold the title on the 115-pound division for a while?
Yes.
Hard to say. There's so many lethal threats in the weight class that I don't care about.
Well, Felice Herrig, right?
Yeah, she was the best ever, right?
Yeah.
Rodrigo Machado, do you think that Roy Nelson is the most waste of talent in the heavyweight division?
Dude, if the guy
Wait, he's got a little follow. He says a guy that, if just take care of himself, come up with a better game plan for his fights, and stop just relying on his right hand, he could be a threat in another promotion.
he is Homer Simpson.
He's so Homer Simpson.
Literally. Donuts. I love it. He doesn't give a shit.
He is a waste of talent. I'm sorry. But you can't walk in to a UFC fight with your gut hanging 5 inches over your waistband. You could be so much more. And, again, he's just spamming right hands. Spamming right hands.
Perhaps not enough last fight. You should spam more.
Because remember there's that one point where he's up against the cage, and he throws a right hand, and then he's like spetting out, like, what should I do, what should I do, what should I do? And then you finally shoots a takedown, and the round ends.
Yep.
I think I was in around 1 or 2. I don't know.
We're on 1, yeah.
Fuck, man.
Should
Get your shit together.
Spam more right hands.
Or just go to Bellator. I think, actually, he could go to Bellator and be a huge fucking star there.
Probably.
We're running long here. I want to get out before an hour. Justin Dr. Brown Carter. What is one KO in the UFC you wish you could have delivered, and which KO do you wish you could have been on the receiving end of?
The receiving end?
Yeah.
None of them. Are you kidding me?
I
want to be KO'd.
The KOs that I deliver, it would be a Mark Hunt walk-off KO, because I think those are the most epic. Or the Gonzaga on Crow Cop with the head kick. I would have liked to deliver that one. On the receiving end, anything Chris Cyborg. Just fucking knock me out and feed me butter, popcorn, jelly beans.
There you go. I like it. What the fuck?
And Justin's got the last question. How many BBCs could fit in an MMA Nuts t-shirt?
Depends on the size. I would say 206.
Girth, 1.
That's a big BBC.
Is it like a Tootsie Roll Pop?
Yes.
Big black cocks to take to get to the center?
3.
Goddamn right. T-shirt winner. I think everybody that asked the question is already on a t-shirt. What a burn machine. It's a burn machine.
You attach it to your nipples and it burns your machine.
Fuck it. I'm going to throw this one out. First person to send us their contact info on Facebook, burn machine. Out of those people that asked the question.
It's like a $200 prize or whatever.
Depending upon where you live, it's a $300. If
It
it has to go halfway around the world, fuck it. It's
quite
getting
expensive.
shipped.
Mm-hmm.
First one in wins. Second one in, t-shirt.
Okay.
Third one in,
Picture of cock and balls.
done. Not my cock, not his balls.
Just random cock and balls.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good.
You'll know you're number 3 if you get an email back with a picture of cock and balls.
It all works out in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge. I have one.
Go ahead.
Or two. So, my 13-year-old daughter asked my 9-year-old daughter, what would you do if you had a ton of money? I love this. She goes, I would make it rain.
Yes.
She did it like that. Like, no, really? Like, you're totally my daughter. I didn't even teach her that. I don't know where she picked that shit up.
You must be watching the show.
She's so smart.
She's got her little iPhone out. She's like, ooh, MMA Nuts.
I told my wife that. She's just like, you're like, I didn't teach her that. She just knows. If you have a lot of money, you got to fucking make it rain.
You do.
Make it rain. You know what else? Oh, there's a... I gotta look at my notes. There's a Miss Pac-Man, there's a Space Invaders, and a Galaga arcade machine that you can put any foreign quarters in, and it donates the money to Red Cross.
Well,
And I think they said it was in Stockholm, Arlanda Airport, and some other weird one. Like, how cool is that? Because the bottom of the machine is see-through, so you can see all the money that goes in.
okay.
So I like pull up the arcade machine.
That's crazy.
Like, that is got to be the coolest way to donate money I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, that is absolutely cool.
They always try to come up with neat ways to get you to give your money. Like, you would donate and it goes, like, does some spinny shit or whatever.
Spinny shit.
That. Like,
Get your lollipop for 25 cents.
What?
You know, they have those like bins at random stores. You put your quarter in, and there's like a candy,
Oh, yeah.
candy in there. I wonder if whoever grabs the candy, it's like 200 years old.
Yeah. Oh, God, it is so
Disgusting.
You play until you win.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
I like it.
Build that
The
charity
pinball is
arcade.
making a comeback. Did you know about this? There's a company in
Long
Chicago.
ago.
It was just all over the news this morning. They are bringing back pinball machines.
Do you remember the name? Because I wonder if it's the people that There was a Wizard of Oz pinball game that I played over at Enchanted
I
Castle.
think that sounds correct.
That was off the charts as far as like the amount of lights and shit that was happening. Because back in the day, it was always, I want to say, maybe like the Bally's, Williams.
No, there's
Like you
that
look at the
sounds
good,
right.
like the good.
They have
video
new technology. I forgot the name of the company. I saw it this morning, kind of like in the back of my head.
Yeah.
It was kind of on, and I was like, oh, Chicago based. I think it was Wizard of something. Yeah.
It had to be Wizard.
They're
of Oz.
touting like higher technology,
Yeah.
more stuff. and
Because
all that.
I was always a big pinball fan back in the day, and I still say Funhouse Pinball is the best pinball game I've ever played. It's
I
got-
want the Walking Dead one.
Do they have one?
Yes.
They gotta go classic. Funhouse,
Funhouse?
Twilight Zone.
Those things are expensive though.
Well, especially the good ones. You're looking at like $3,000 to $4,000,
It's crazy.
and the upkeep on those. I talked to someone who owned one before, and he said the upkeep is just ridiculous. 'Cause
Why?
the amount of light bulbs that are on
Oh,
those
they have to
things.
constantly change them.
Yeah, they're going out like daily. I don't know if it's not in the thousands, but it's the hundreds. And then think of all the bumpers and cushions and everything.
Wow.
There's so much upkeep. You don't really want to own one, but they're fun as fuck to play. I still say Hercules pinball was fun too back in the day, because that was the world's largest pinball game, and the pinball was the size of a cue ball.
Whoa.
And it was so big that I couldn't reach my hands to each side of the thing. And like my dad would have to be on one side working one bumper, and I'd be on the other. This is like 1970 something, by the way. You're never gonna see this fucker again, because it took up so much real estate that there's no way that thing paid for itself. Think about that.
You probably buy that now.
It literally was probably the size of this room.
Wow.
Like at least lengthwise. And then the day comes when you're finally old enough to reach both sides. I'm a fucking man. It's like the day you go to the Subway and you can see over the counter. Like, I'm a fucking man.
That's right. Give me a fucking sandwich, bitch.
Hey, like, zip it. The grown folk are talking.
From Italian BMT.
Yeah, you goddamn right. Stamp away. That's all I got. You got anything?
Nope.
Get out.
That's been
Sit
this
down.
week's edition of MMANUTS. My name's Nico Weigel.
Matt Griffith. Thanks for playing.
Bye-bye.